Today I'm going to show you how to get a very washed and distressed look using silicone spray, chalk paint, and water. You can use any brand of chalk paint, including DIY chalk paint, silicone spray. Any brand of silicone spray is fine, and you need a water spray bottle. I always scuff sand my wood. I would recommend doing the same, but it is not required. So you want to spray a little bit of silicone spray on your wood, just enough to lightly cover it, and take your chalk paint and do a light coat over the silicone spray. Since oil and water don't mix, you will get some resist with your paint and the silicone oil, so you will see a washed look come through as you're painting. I actually have a video on just this technique, the silicone oil and the paint, and I'll put a link at the end of this video to that. But this takes that technique a step further. I like using the silicone oil as a resist medium because it is so fast and easy and it's inexpensive. One can will go a really long way. You can get the silicone oil at a Lowe's or a Home Depot, a hardware store, and it's also very popular at RV supply stores, or you can order it online. You don't want to try to completely cover your piece with paint. The silicone oil will not let you do that, and that is part of what makes this work. You can see here I have some wood showing through, and the silicone oil that is behind the paint is what is going to kind of slide off there as you use this water spray bottle. You'll see more of the undertones of the wood come through as the water slides down your piece, and I would recommend sitting there and watching it or checking back on it every couple minutes, because it changes as it dries, and you might see something you want to spray more, or you might see something you want to put a little bit more paint on and spray again. So I just keep an eye on it as it dries, and if there's anything I want to change, it's a really fast and easy fix. I have a couple tips. One is that I don't use a chalk paint brush that is especially made for chalk paint. I use a paintbrush. It is easier to work with for me, and since I distress pretty much everything I do, there's no reason for me to use a chalk brush because I'm going to go back and sand over it anyway. Another tip, if I'm going to paint the hardware, I always scuff sand my hardware. The reason I do this is because it is very shiny, it picks up a lot of skin oils, and a sanded surface will just have paint adhere to it better. When you're sanded, you're also sanding off the dirt, so it ends up by the time you sand it and wipe it down, it is clean and paint will stick to it great, and it's just not going to come off later. It is really best to spray your project from the bottom up. It reduces the amount of runny water lines that could come down through your project that you might not like. I think earlier I did not do this. Old habits are hard to break. It really is better to spray from the bottom up. You will know if you've put too much silicone spray on your project if you really cannot get the paint to stay on there. On this portion here I was doing, it was close to being almost too much silicone. I had to go over it a few more times than I would like to, but if you can't get the paint on at all, pretty much, you have too much silicone on there. If you don't have enough silicone on there, the paint will go on pretty much as it would normally. You won't get much of the wood showing through. So if it just seems like the paint is going on like it would normally, then you might not have enough silicone spray on there. If you don't have enough silicone spray on there, the easiest thing to do is just wipe the entire thing off and start again with the silicone spray. Also, if you don't have enough silicone, it will be difficult to make the water come off the way it should in order to make this look good. So I've been painting all of my surfaces vertical so that it will run down in the direction of the grain of the wood. But when you go to do the top of whatever it is you're doing, you need to turn it on its side, and not only turn it on its side, but angle it so that when the paint slides off, it does not go onto your project. You can see here I've propped this up to keep that from happening. Having the end of this table propped up like this will make it impossible for the paint from the top to run down the side. So when you spray a vertical surface like this, it comes straight up and down when you are done. So what I'm going to do on this table is I'm going to come back later after it dries, and I'm just going to do a dry brush, and I'm just going to come across it in other directions so it's not just in one direction. It will be some crisscross brush marks through here, so it just has more depth and texture to it. So you can see here that when I was done with the top, the paint ran away from the project and not down the side of it, exactly what I wanted to do. At this point, you can be done with your project besides putting a top coat sealer on it, but I decided to do a little bit of sanding and distressing on this, just kind of on the edges. Ideally for this, I really like to use 180 grit sandpaper. I don't like to go a whole lot lower than that because you tend to scratch up parts you might not intend to sand like that. So 180 to 220 grit, I think that's a really good distressing sandpaper for a project like this. You can see here a little bit of a tannish color is coming through the paint. If you scuff sand your piece, this can happen sometimes. It's part of the pigment in the stain. I happen to like it because it adds more color to the piece, but if you don't like it, you can just go over it with a dry brush and just dry brush and cover it up a little bit. The final step of this project will be to seal the chalk paint. You can use any number of things. Clear wax is the most popular. I'm going to use spray polyurethane to seal this because I have started to like it a lot because it is so fast and easy to do. I have a video on how to do this on chalk painted furniture, and I also have a video with 7 ways that you can seal chalk paint. There are a lot of choices as to how you can seal it. So I will put both of those at the end of this video as links, so if you're interested in that, you can see those as well. So these are the results. This is a very fast and easy way to distress furniture, and it is currently my favorite way to distress furniture. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and check back often. I put up videos all the time. Thank you.